Thank you. Please welcome Giordano and the Nighthawks.
Sam Chess. Chris Byers. Joe Boga. All right, settle down, guys. All right. All well back there. All right. We are the Nighthawks. Thank you so much for coming to Birdland tonight. And we play music of the 1920s and 30s. And I'm your band leader for this little segment. My name is Vince Giordano. Thank you. We have a wonderful audience here on West 44th Street. And we also have a wonderful audience, we hope, on the internet. Because right now we are live streaming. And for you older folks, that means broadcasting. And you go to your YouTube and you type in Radio Free Birdland. And you can watch the show free. So anyone out in the audience, has friends somewhere, send them an email. Said, hey, join our party. Okay. We opened up with a little theme from the great Universal Pictures, a wonderful organization that did so many thousands of films from the teens up to, I think they're still in existence. Anyway, it's called Universal Picture Fanfare, and it was written by Jimmy McHugh, the great Broadway and pop composer. He did so many great things. And to really pull the tune off, you got to have a special drum. And we found a guy that brings his drum with him almost everywhere he goes. The post office, shopping, what else? You went to the laundromat the other day, he brought it, because you can store clothes in it. It's big. It's called a kettle drum or a timpani. And that's Paul Wells back there on the big drum. All right. And he also did the gong at the end of Jazznocracy. And then we had some nice solos there. We had a good start with Sam Chess on the trombone. Nice. And then Chris Byers played the tenor. And finally Joe Boga. And that tune was called Jazznocracy. Jazznocracy, the Jimmy Lunsford Band used to play it. It's on the flip side of White Heat, which is in our book too. White Heat or Jazznocracy. Goes either way. Here's a song right now written by a man named Maceo Pinkard. I love this fella's composing. He wrote some neat tunes, and you probably never heard of him unless you listen to my show. But he wrote things like I'll Be a Friend with Pleasure, Sugar, Give Me a Little Kiss, Will Ya, Huh? I love to see the evening sun go down. That's really obscure. And Sweet Georgia Brown was his big one. Yeah, that was his big one. But his one he did in 1929 called Okay Baby, as recorded by the great McKinney's Band in Detroit. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, baby, sweet as to be. Hey, hey, baby, will you see the ring that I picked out for you? 52 more payments, and it's yours, dear. Someday, baby, we'll run away. I don't mean maybe, just name the day. Even if your mother wants to live with us free, it's okay, baby, with me. Okay Baby by Maceo Pinkard and William Tracy. There you go. Archie Blyer did that arrangement that was modified by the great McKinney's Band. And let's see, we had some nice solos there. Joe Boga started off with a nice wah-wah melody and medley there. I think that was Peter Yaron at the piano. Is that Peter at the piano? Hard to see, he's so far away, you know, but he's over there. And then Chris Byers laid on some nice hot tenor. John Kelso was next up on trumpet. And John is from the Detroit area, and that's where the McKinney's Band was from. They played the Greystone Ballroom, and when John Kelso was really young, he was playing with a lot of different bands, and he got a chance to play with some of the guys that were in that McKinney's Band from back in the 20s and 30s. So we got a little real Motown thing happening there. Okay, baby. Then we had, of course, some nice vibraharp work there by Paul Wells. Thank you, Paul. All right, nice. Here's a song that we like to play from time to time, and it's a tune that was featured in the Marx Brothers. Everybody loves the Marx Brothers. They were wild and woolly, and This comes from one of their pictures called Horse Feathers over at Paramount, written by Harry Ruby and Burt Kelmer. They were Broadway songwriters, and when the big push came to go out to Hollywood, they went out there and did a lot of great work, and it's a neat tune. Just about all of the Marx Brothers sang this, save for Harpo. You know, he didn't sing; he talked with his horn, and I think this is Zeppo's chorus. I'm doing Zeppo, you know, in case anyone's keeping notes. And the tune is called "Everyone Says I Love You." 2, 1, 2, 3, says I love you. The cop on the corner and the burglar too. The preacher in the pulpit and the man in the pew says I love you. Everyone, no matter who. The folks of Brady and the kid of 2. The captain and the sailor and the rest of the crew says I love you. There are only 8 little letters in this phrase you'll find, but they mean a lot more than all the other words combined. Everyone, the whole way through, the king and the palace and the peasant too, the tiger in the jungle and the monk in the zoo says I love you. Everyone says I love you. Next time you watch that Horse Feathers, just make sure that you catch everybody with a chorus there. Groucho sings it, Zeppo, like I said, and Chico too. Chico. And no, not Harpo. No, Harpo. He might have played it on one. I think he played it on the harp or something, you know, because he had that thing where he didn't talk. All right. Last week we had a lot of hot weather, and pretty uncomfortable here in New York. We got a lot of humidity and the hot weather. And here's a tune that was written back in 1929 by a band leader out of Philadelphia named Doc Dougherty. And he wrote this tune and recorded it on the Victor label. It was called 90 in the Shade. Very apropos for last week. But we want to live it again tonight. 1, 2, 1, 2. At the piano, bringing those little fills together, keeping us together, and Sam Chess on the trombone. Hey, Sam, you sounded a little different tonight on the trombone. Is that a new trombone you got?
No.
Why does it sound different tonight?
Yes, the megaphone.
The megaphone, there. Well, show us there. Wow, that's fantastic. How about that, Sam Chess? Soon everybody will know. So what happens when you don't have the megaphone there?
Without it, it sounds like.
Oh, all right, we get it. Use the megaphone. Megaphone sounds good. And playing some hot trumpet, and the fellow you're going to be hearing a lot from this later this evening, that's John Kelso on the hot trumpet. Yowza! Now I understand, John, you got a gig right here at Birdland with your little group coming up this Saturday. Is this true?
This is true, Vince. This Saturday, August 29th, from 5:30 to 6:45, I'll have a quartet playing upstairs right here at Birdland. So I hope to see you there.
All right, John Kelso. Okay, here's a song that's a little slower, thank goodness. And it's like going to the gym here, playing this music. And the original title of this song was written back in the teens by Spencer Williams, called I Ain't Got Nobody Much. Really, and you can hear some of the early recordings with singers, and they say, I ain't got nobody much. And for some reason, which I haven't found out yet, they dropped the much. I guess for savings or something, I don't know. It was just too much. And I don't know. What the heck do I know? So, the song, people sang it and had a good time. And a wonderful band from Chicago and in Kansas City, Coon Senators, had a record arrangement of it. And somehow, this arrangement was copied. Not the solos, but the arrangement itself by the great California Ramblers, a band here in New York, with fellas like Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey and Red Nichols and Adrian Malini and so many other wonderful people. In fact, we got Tommy's solo on here tonight here, and it's called I Ain't Got Nobody, the old Edison recording of it. 1, 2, 1, 2. there on the trombone, and Tommy Dorsey solo. Many years ago, I got a chance to meet with the drummer who was on that day, a great guy named Herb Weil, who was a great drummer and singer. And when I asked him, I ain't got nobody, he started to sing that same chorus. People, ba da ba, ba ba da da da. So I said, wow, that's fantastic. You can remember that, like after 50 years. And I said, how did you get that sound? If anyone out there has the original Edison recording. And he told me, and I'll tell this for history, whatever. He says, I got that little percussive sound by cupping my hands right up to the microphone. I was going. And if you listen to it, it kind of sounds like that. Very interesting. So that and $2.50 will get you nowhere on the subway. But there you go. You know, we didn't have your cupping microphone there for you. So there you go. Nice. Okay. So that's that. And we had a couple other solos there. With Chris Byers on the tenor, and Will Anderson there on the clarinet. Yeah, man. Hey, Will, I understand you have some Birdland news coming up.
Yes, thank you, Uncle Vince. I did have something I could mention. Well, I will actually be appearing here at Birdland with my own ensemble. Upstairs on October 20th, along with my identical twin brother Peter, we'll have our 15-piece orchestra celebrating the great clarinetist and bandleader Benny Goodman. So check that out upstairs on October 20th. And just to give you a preview, we'll be playing all the same 12 notes. They'll just be rearranged in a different order. I also wanted to mention that we have directly after the show, you can check out the merchandise card back in this corner. It's got various products being sold by a lot of the band members. You know, a lot of musicians are kind of going back in time. Instead of CDs, they're selling LPs. So I kind of saw this trend happening, and I decided to sell a product that dates back to the 1400s of the Gutenberg printing press. It's called a book, and I wrote it. It's called Songbook Summit, 15 Pioneers of American Sound, and it chronicles the life stories of many of America's great songwriters and musicians. And they include Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, the Dorsey Brothers, Benny Goodman, Artie Shaw, Frank Sinatra, Jerome Kern, Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, George Gershwin, Hoagie Carmichael, Richard Rodgers, Harold Arlen, Jimmy Van Heusen, and Henry Mancini. So check it out. Thank you.
Sold America. How about that Will Anderson? Man, he can really, he can talk fast. There you go. We're going to have you do Nagasaki sometime when I get too old. All right. In the early 30s, it was a band leader that came up. Used to sing a little bit. He played some saxophone too. He went to Rutgers University. I found that out a few years ago. Is anyone from Rutgers? Yeah. Wow, look at that. It's a great institute. I like that place. It's got a great jazz institute there. The great late Dan Morgenstern used to run that place, but it's still being maintained, and it's a wonderful place to visit and do some research. Well, anyway, there was a band called the Rutgers Jazz Pirates. I'm not kidding you. And Ozzie Nelson was a member of that band, and I found that out. That's another $2.50 piece of information, I guess you know where. But he recorded this tune in the 30s when he was a little bit more famous, and it's called Swamp Fire by Harold Mooney. 1, 2, 1, 2. faster than Ozzie Nelson's version there, but I just wanted to get through that so we get to the next tune. Here it is, here it is. This last weekend I'm going to change glasses here. The notes are getting smaller and all that good stuff. Let's see if this helps. No, not really, but anyway, it's different. It's different. I was over at, I was doing some hardware at Lowe's. I'm not supplying, any information that's secretive here, but Lowe's has got a nice array of stuff. And there's all this stuff kicking around there. Grab and go this, grab and go that, a complete screwdriver set, some plumbing tools, you get the wrenches and all that stuff. I said, man, these guys are really trying to sell stuff. And that's good, that's good. I said, well, I could take that into my consideration because I have a lot of duplicate arrangements for the last 40 plus years. And well, look at this here. I have an arrangement that's up for sale here. It's called Harlem Madness. And there's a nice picture of Fletcher Henderson right on the cover. And he wrote this along with Ned Williams and Irving Mills and recorded it too. Harlem Madness. So I said, well, what if we handed this out to the folks and then they could, instead of grab and go, they could listen and buy, So here is Harlem Madness. Let's try it out and see what you guys think. And maybe somebody out there and wants to start a band and put me out of business. It's happened before. I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't know what for ready, but I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. Did I say that already? Here it is, Harlem Madness. Okay? Make sure you give Andy Stein the second trombone part. Because he looks like a second trombone player in the making. Okay. You all set, Stein? And is it a nice piano part for you, Peter? Okay. Okay, Spanky. 1, 2, 1, 2. about these guys reading that down? John Kelso on the hot trumpet and Sam Chess leading the brass section. And I think that was Chris Byers playing some solo. Was that you? Yeah. That was he. He stood up, so that must be true. Yeah, don't forget, it's on the merch counter after the show if you'd like to get a little piece of jazz history. Here, Joe, take this for me if you can. There you go. Joe's not only our lead trumpet player, but he's our go-to man to get all the music together. Okay. One of the tunes that we like to play on every show is what we're going to play for you right now, because we love this fella named Louis Armstrong. I'm sure you've heard of that name. All right, there you go. How many people have been out to the Louis Armstrong House Museum in Queens? Oh, great. Okay, we got some hands. Very good. And he worked there and of course lived there and had parties there and left the world there, and they made it a beautiful place for you to go visit. His home, and right across the street there's a wonderful archive, and they do performances there. They have young people listening to and playing New Orleans music, doing little parades. It's really amazing. Well, I'm so happy that this is happening in the 21st century, because Louis Armstrong was very important in jazz. He came from New Orleans, as you might know, and very, tricky start in his life. It was very, catch as catch can. He sold coal and, sang on the corners, and, who knows where he would have ended up. But he finally got a horn in his hand and became one of the great, if not the greatest, jazz persons in the early days of jazz. The wonderful teacher, Joe Oliver, also known as King Oliver, helped him get to Chicago, and Louis Armstrong's career took off. And Louis was very thankful for what he called Papa Joe. Papa Joe was always in his words, and anything he could do to keep the memory of Joe Oliver alive, he did. So this tune right now is called the West End Blues, a very important piece of Louis Armstrong jazz legacy, and also for jazz, and it's really got a lot of people's attention, and it still does. And here we have on the trumpet, John Eric Kelso, the West End Blues. That's Peter Yaron doing Earl Father Hines. Give him a nice hand. Yeah. also there an important piece of music. Now, we talked about John being here on Saturday, 5:30 upstairs with his combo. But if he can't make that, he's playing this wonderful place downtown called the Ear Inn. I pull my ear, because that's the name of the place, the Ear Inn. And he's been there for about 19 years, and which is pretty good for a nice gig. It's fun. Has anyone been to the Ear Inn? Okay. It's really great. And he's got a new CD out. It's been out for a little bit, but it's new if you haven't seen it before. And it's called Live at the Ear Inn. And the band, it changes from time to time, so he calls it his Irregulars. Yeah, nice. Playing a wonderful trombone solo, there's Sam Chess. Yeah, give him a nice hand. And then you might have noticed our clarinets got into something a little, comfortable, uncomfortable, yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Look out now. Those are clarinet megaphones, rarely heard and seldom seen, thank goodness. Now, they weren't on original dates. I just like to bring it up for you guys to listen to. It's kind of a novel effect. I sometimes mention that I get calls from this lady in Queens who has nightmares from the clarinet megaphones. I think it's because of you, Dan, putting the clarinet megaphone on your head. But it's okay. I just tell her to drink some warm milk and it'll all be over. The sun will come up, certainly. There you go. And, of course, Peter Yaron playing that wonderful solo on Earl Father Hines. Yay! And finally, a neat little instrument in the back there, originally played by Zutty Singleton, something called the Baccarat cymbals. Play a little of those cymbals. Yay! All right, that's Paul Wells back there. The Baccarat cymbals. Well, you can always listen to the original recording, which is fantastic. But if you want a little change of pace, change it up a little, shop and compare, you might want to pick up our recording of it. We have a nice record over there, and it's not a long play, it's a short play. Why? Because it's not 33, it's 78 RPM. What? I thought you'd say that. So you got to have a 3-speed turntable, and if you don't have a 3-speed turntable, just like the cover, you could hang it up on the ceiling, or the wall or something like that. I don't know. All right. Here's another obscure piece of music. When we were doing Boardwalk Empire, does anybody remember Boardwalk Empire? Okay, yeah. 5 years. Man, we used to do a lot of recording for that. And a lot of it, we recorded it and it was never released. That's the way it is in film land, it's what they call it. It's on the cutting room floor. But I saved the arrangements because I said, well, let's still play them. And this is from 1930, a little piece written by a fella who was a singer and a pianist and also a film actor named Sidney Easton. Sidney Easton. Not too many people remember Sidney Easton. He shows up in films now and then. And he wrote some interesting songs. And the band that he wrote this for was a guy named Fess Williams. Fess Williams was a band leader up in Harlem that played the clarinet and the saxophone. Very unique fella. He used to wear a big top hat, sort of like Ted Lewis. He played a little like Ted Lewis, too. And Fess Williams. And he was uncle to a modern jazz guy named Charles Mingus, believe it or not. I can tell you stories about that, but I shan't. And this is called All for Grits and Gravy. 1, 2, 1, 2. Man, oh man, all for grits and gravy. I guess, you know, if we play enough of that, we get fed. We get better food than grits and gravy. But we had Joe Boga playing some really outstanding high notes there. And Sam Chess, you had some interesting lines there on the trombone. No, they were good. They were good lines. Those what they call glissandos, right? Show the folks what a glissando is there. That's it, yeah. Yeah, sort of sounds like the cow in the livery stable blues. And John Kelso played some hot notes. There you go, some hot solos. Okay. Speaking of John Kelso, I think we're gonna turn it over to him right now and see what kind of traditional jazz tune he'd like to play.
Yeah, we do. There Are Smiles.
There Are Smiles, okay. There's a good one from 1919, and I used to remember the composer for that, but it just up and left me. Okay, what key of the world there?
Like F, right?
Key of F. There you go. Oh, look at that. Okay, I think the composer is getting back at me for not remembering his. Oh, there we go. Ah, the sun is shining again. The birds are singing, and it's time to play There Are Smiles. 1, 2, 1, 2. Andy Stein. Wrote that song. Someone check me out. I'll get a lot of angry emails about that. You don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, what a night, what a night. That was Will Anderson there on the clarinet. Yeah. John Kelso on the trumpet and Sam Chess on the trombone. Nice. And how about that nice banjo solo from Devin Cortland? Very pretty, very pretty. And speaking of very pretty, our pianist made a big switcheroo to play the celeste, the instrument used in classical music. Occasionally jazz guys like to do something special with it. He is the last of the jazz celeste players at Birdland. Birdland started 77 years ago, and he is the last. Give him a little of that jazz celeste. Nice, okay. Beautiful, beautiful. And then another switcheroo in the band. Guy that's been playing hot violin and baritone sax. He picked up his phono fiddle or Stroh violin. Andy Stein. Someone stole my drink. Thank you. Well, one of my props is gone here, but I appreciate the one person that applauded for my bass sax solo. But that's okay. That's okay. The more you drink, the better it sounds. And then I shared that nice solo with a wonderful drummer here, Paul Wells, doing that great stuff. And folks come to me on and off. They send me emails. They send me text messages. Where can I learn more about this older forms of jazz? This is early jazz. Traditional jazz, they call it New Orleans jazz, Chicago, Kansas City, New York, and ragtime, and of course early swing. Well, the only answer that I could give them really quick is this paper called The Syncopated Times, and we have some copies over there. This issue here is dedicated to a man here in New York who started a record label called Turtle Bay, and Scott Asen is his name, and he's been recording a lot of this vintage jazz from the early days and ragtime and novelty things like that. So that's really great. And inside this magazine, by the way, this is available. Normally it's $4, but over there we have some free copies. So free is also good. And in there is our little schedule in case you're watching over in England or something like that. So, and here we are, Mondays and Tuesdays, 5:30 and 8:30. And Tuesday, which it is tonight, I think, we're doing our live stream. Don't forget, folks, you can alert all your friends. All they got to do is type in Radio Free Birdland, and there it is. There's the show. And then we have these cards for you that we're going to give to you at the end of the evening. They're going to be collector's item, at least 50 years. All right. Okay, our pianist, Peter Yaron, did not get a piano solo. And so we're going to give him that chance right now. Peter, yell it over to me so I can tell the radio audiences out there.
I'd like to do Blues in Thirds by Earl Hines.
Okay, there's an Earl Hines solo for you. Take it away. Peter Yaron playing that great Earl Father Hines song. Nice. All right, let me see what we got going here. No, we should save that for later. Save that for later. I'm going to pick it up a little bit here and play a song that was written by a man named Thomas A. Dorsey. Now, that's not Tommy Dorsey, it's Thomas A. Dorsey. And he wrote, we call it double entendre songs, if you don't mind me saying that. And a lot of his tunes are recorded by people like the McKinney's Band and a lot of blues singers in the 20s. And this one is called It's Tight Like That. Tight Like That.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. And the great McKinney's Band did it with a wonderful singer whose name escapes me right now. But anyway, Thomas A. Dorsey, and he wasn't related to Tommy Dorsey. You know, that was a whole other guy. And then later he got into gospel music, and he didn't want to talk about it in this stuff. Anyway, it's called It's Tight Like That. 1, 2, 1, 2. If folks want to sing a little song, don't get mad, I don't mean no wrong. Oh, it's tight like that. Oh, it's tight like that. Hear me talking to you. I mean, it's tight like that.
Yeah.
gal telling her at home. Had no sleep since she's been gone. Oh, it's tight like that. Oh, it's tight like that. Hear me talking to you. I mean, it's tight like that. Uncle Bill came home about 10:30. Couldn't find the key, so he couldn't get in. Oh, it's tight like that. Oh, it's tight like that. Hear me talking to you. I mean, it's tight like that. You're tight now. Come on, guys, play. Dorsey was the composer of that. Not Tommy Dorsey, Thomas A. Dorsey, another fella. And later on in life, he didn't, I don't know, he just kind of disregarded all his earlier compositions. He became a gospel singer and a composer. So what are you going to do? It's tight like that, and that's it. We had a nice chorus there by Chris Byers on the tenor. Nice. I forgot to mention. All right. Hey, time to play a little Louis Armstrong for you right now. We had a request for this last week, and I said, well, okay, let's do it. And tune written by a New Orleans pianist and singer, a guy named Tony Jackson, with Ed Rose, and Alex Tuku did some work on this for us. It's called Some Sweet Day, and Louis recorded it in 1933 for the Victor label. So let's get out here. Some Sweet Day. We got a new part, a new part, a new part. There you go. And man, lots of new parts here. There you go. Let's try it out. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, and there's a part for you on the drums. Nice, okay. They made a nice Victor recording. 1933. All right. Tell me when you're ready. Not yet. Okay. All right. Don't forget, folks, we're here Mondays and Tuesdays, and there's always something cooking at Birdland. So go on the website and see some of the great musicians and cabaret we have on Mondays upstairs. Are we ready? Okay. I got the green light. I got the green light. 1, 2, 3. Then your heart will soon melt, for its sorrow I have felt. Armstrong solo, Some Sweet Day by the great Tony Jackson. Hey, I'm so sorry to say we've kind of run out of time. We ran out of time, but we're gonna play one more for you, and keep it going, you know, and hope you can come back and see us sometime. I hope you can take some of our flyers there. Remind people that their Birdland is celebrating its 77th year of operation. How about that? Yeah. And so, you know, mention it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. And we'd love to meet more people and get the word out. And of course, we have the live stream. Live stream happens on, I believe, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I could be wrong, but it's always good to tune in and see what's happened. We're going to close off with a tune written by a British composer, a guy named Billy Turnett, and he did a lot of work for a wonderful British band called Jack Hilton. Jack Hilton was sort of the Paul Whiteman of England. And do we have anybody from England here tonight? I didn't think so. Okay. All right. It's called the Hilton Stomp, and here it is. A little bit of everybody had the Peter Faint, Alex Taku, Peter Yaron, and yours truly had a little piece of doing some of this work. Good luck, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Giordano, fabulous Nighthawks. As Vince mentioned, the Nighthawks are here every Monday and Tuesday. If you'd like to take the music home with you, we have CDs available at Carol's CD card. Coming up at 7 o'clock in the upper level, From Japan, Makoto Ozoni is there with his trio. If you'd like to join us, there's no additional charge. However, a minimum does apply. For those of you leaving, I want to thank you for joining us, and we look forward